I recently started a full-time teaching job. I've never taught full-time before. I've never really done anything full-time before. So I'm sort of navigating uncharted territory here. And I know it's a lot of work, but I still also have quite a few personal goals that I want to accomplish this semester. So I'm going to keep using the HB90 method to do my planning. I'm still a writer and I'm still a YouTuber, but I have to account for my teaching responsibilities and my weekly schedule for the rest of the school year. And also, for the rest of this semester, I have to account for wedding planning because I'm getting married in December. Join me as I try to figure all this out in this very stream of consciousness video. I'm going to start by seeing exactly how much free time I have once I've accounted for all of my scheduled tasks in a typical week. So this is my ideal when everything is proceeding as scheduled. I'm going to use this time block scheduler that I bought from someone on Etsy a while back. I talked about it a bit in my March planning video, but I haven't really used it since. I do think for the purposes of today's planning, it might be useful. I'll be sure to link it in the description if you want to check it out too. I'm going to start by blocking off 7 hours for sleep every single day. Honestly, I ever rarely get 7 hours of sleep, but I'm planning for my ideal here. As an instructor, I don't work a typical 9 to 5. My hours are pretty scattered throughout the day, but for privacy reasons, I'm not going to show you my exact schedule. Instead, I'm just going to pretend it's 9 to 5, and hopefully that makes it more universally relevant too. So next, I'm going to block off the hours between 9 to 5 every weekday for work, and I'm going to use the teaching label to represent that. Because I'll need travel time to and from work, I'm going to give myself about a half-hour buffer every weekday before and after work. Since I don't work in person every weekday, that should allow for more than enough time for transportation. Next, I'm going to put in any other time-sensitive commitments. I do around 2 hours every week of freelance work, and I generally do that on Sundays, so I'm going to block that off for Sunday. Then I'm going to give myself time to plan for wedding stuff. A lot of that involves contacting people during business hours, and that means I'll probably end up doing a lot of it during my lunch break. But I need to make sure it's accounted for in my week, so I'll go ahead and put it in on Saturdays. And this is really only going to be the first couple of weeks. I doubt I'll need 3 hours every single week, but I can reassess every week based on what's left. And speaking of my lunch break, it's important to block off time for dinner. I think I can pretty confidently afford to give myself around 1 hour per day for dinner. As well as an hour for lunch on weekends. Next, I'm going to see how much time I can dedicate to each of my 2 goals. So far this year, my writing goal has always been goal 1, and my YouTube goal has always been goal 2. YouTube has generally been easier to figure out than writing because it's more trackable. Based on how long every video this quarter has taken me, I know that one video usually takes me an average of 12 hours to produce, but I know that this isn't a very reliable average. Shorter videos have taken me around 8 hours, and my longest video took me around 21 hours. For now, I'm just going to pretend it takes 12 hours per week, and I'm going to add goal 2 here until I get to 12. Next, I'm going to fill in some writing time for goal 1. I'm just going to drag and drop this, and then I'm going to go back and make sure I add breaks in between. That gives me about 7.5 hours a week on goal 1, but I think I can do better. I have a lot of free time still. I'm going to move my lunch break to add more here. And then I'll do the same thing for Sunday. And that's 15.5 hours, which is not bad at all if I actually manage to do it. Next, I need to account for workout time. Finally, I like to give myself some planning time every night. It's really hard to stick with your goals and achieve them if you're not reviewing your plans. Plus, it's just nice. It helps me unwind. I love checking things off at the end of the night, seeing what I got done for the day. And giving myself 3 blocks instead of 2 on the weekends to account for the weekly planning. That usually takes longer, and I mostly do it on Sundays. And that's pretty much it. This is my ideal schedule with a full-time job. Again, I can't stress enough that this isn't my actual schedule, so if it looks insane to you, please keep that in mind. But I'm happy with this. 15 hours of writing a week is not bad at all. It's significantly more than I did without a full-time job, so I'm happy. I hope this video helped you find time for your own goals. I'll see you next week.